All right, Josh Allen's here with Subway. What's going on, man?
Good. How you doing?
Are you a Vegas guy?
No, I'm not. I do like gambling a little bit. Drove here last night. Got stuck in about 3 hours of standstill traffic.
Great.
So running on about 2 hours of sleep. Got some coffee this morning. Ready to go.
What's the game when you gamble?
I'm a blackjack guy.
Okay.
I typically win some money there, and then I go to the roulette table and then lose it all. So that's kind of it evens me out.
You never want to get too high or low.
Correct.
You just gotta plow ahead there. How's your golf game?
It's going. I don't know if I believe it, but my handicap's a 5 right now, or at least my index is. So
now there was some controversy over Aaron Rodgers' handicap last year, so it's a big thing here.
Big
now.
topic there, especially in Pebble. But I beat Tom and Aaron this last year at Pebble, which is we'll take those wins.
It was the most heartwarming, earnest thing when your dad met Tom Brady the other day.
Yeah.
Can you just take me through what that was like for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was just got done talking over there to have relationships with two of my biggest idols as kids growing up, and Tom and Aaron. And I got to have my dad on the bag with me in Pebble, so he was pretty starstruck. Because again, like as a kid watching football together with him, we shared the same affinity for the game, or same affinity for the game, and Tom being Tom, who he is, how many Super Bowls he's won, if not the greatest athlete to ever play any sport. It was cool for my dad to share that with me too.
Is he open about giving you advice? There's something that you gleaned that week about football that you learned from Tom over the past week?
Yeah, I think so. Mentality wise, work ethic wise, how to deal with everything off the field too.
Sure.
I think to be able to take some knowledge from him there was pretty cool.
When you have a loss like you did, how long does that? What's the process of marinating it, getting over it? Do you want it to stay with you? Do you want it to hurt? How do you approach that?
Yeah, I think all losses they suck. I wouldn't consider them. They don't all feel the same though, and some are far worse because you feel like you could have done more, and this last game, feeling like we could have done more. Sometimes a team comes out and just whoops you, and that's sometimes the name of the game. But to go out there and feel like you're so close and have your opportunities to win that game and don't, it stays with you just a little bit longer.
Wow. Is it? I know you don't want to rank grief here, but is it the worst you felt after one of these things?
It's hard to gauge if you feel worse or not. I don't know if you feel better after losses, but
sure.
Some you feel less worse, but this one stung quite a bit.
Yeah. We've talked in the past about how you go about specific improvements over, lower body stuff, whatever. Is there something right now in early February we're saying, okay, March, May, April, whatever, we're working on this? Like, what's the game plan this year for specific improvement?
Yeah, mechanically, I think last year I got into a spot where had a couple ailments, whether it was the elbow or the shoulder, which kind of forced me to change mechanics just a little bit, not being able to trust everything, all the levers. And so getting back to, fundamentally being sound as I can be, staying, weight on my right side and making sure that within my I-frame, finding my strike zone and delivering the ball as accurately and consistently as I can. So got to figure out that of when I'm going to start doing that, but hopefully not too far away.
Obviously, we don't see that kind of offseason work. Can you take me through the game plan? Like, when do you want to rest a little bit? Do you want to get back after it? Like, what is the actual timetable on that? Does it ramp up at a certain point? How does that go?
Yeah, I think there's a couple different thoughts. You can sit there and do it year round and kind of stay constant, or find the right time when you're trying to peak going into the season.
Yeah.
And I've done both ways.
Sure.
But I think I've found some more success trying to peak at the right time and ramping it up when I need to, instead of just constantly throwing year round, because I think you can get lost in practicing some bad habits. I might feel good out the hand, but you're not throwing it well. But if you time it right and you're working with the right people, understanding yourself and your body and how the ball's coming out at the right time, I think that's super helpful.
How do you self-scout? I know every year, because you play such a amazing style where you do so many different things, and maybe you want to heighten this part of it to peel back this part of it, use your legs in a different way, whatever. Like the process of self-evaluating what you just did, I'm sure coaching is involved with that, private coaches, you just watching yourself. Like, how do you view how you played last year, and what is the process like?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of open dialogue with your coaching staff, and what do I need to do to get better in their eyes? Because again, as a player, as a quarterback especially, I'm an extension of the offensive coordinator, right? So what can I do to help him when he's calling plays? How do we get on the same page? So there's a lot of mental work that goes in it.
Right.
And then sometimes it's the eye test, especially with the mechanic side. Like you can tell if the ball comes out funky, right? You can see your mechanics be like, what am I, like, why is my leg flipping over here? Why aren't I shifting my weight appropriately? And so again, going through that and then trying to understand why those things happen. And again, sometimes you're out of your control. Sometimes you got guys at your feet. Sometimes, you're dealing with some injuries, and you got to find a way to work around it. So that's part of it too.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words: Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the types of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
Football aside, and like off-season game plan aside, like what does the off-season of Josh Allen look like? Are there like things you want to watch, vacations you want to go on, golf you want to play? Like what does that stage look like?
Well, I think it's getting away for a little bit, physically, mentally, playing some golf. Taking a trip here or there. But
any golf trips?
I've got one of my buddies' bachelor parties. Yeah, we're taking like a 4 or 5 day golf trip. It's going to be awesome.
Where?
Kyle Allen. We're going to Sea Island, Georgia, and then we're going to a little place in, I think it's Cobb City, Georgia, middle of nowhere.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I'm going to Pinehurst in a month. Pinehurst, course record in danger on all of them.
Really?
No. I'm going to shoot 105. What about, so we love pop culture recommendations here. Like, what are you watching? What are you reading? What do you have to recommend to the people?
I've pounded on the Peaky Blinders table for so long. I love that show. One of the greatest, if not the greatest show. I think Cillian Murphy as Tommy Shelby is probably my favorite character of all time. Other than that, I really haven't. I watched Ted, the TV show.
Okay.
Because I'm a big Family Guy.
Sure.
I love Family Guy. And it's the same creators. And, it just feels like Family Guy, but in real life. And I really enjoyed the TV show Ted.
If you like Cillian Murphy, have you seen Oppenheimer yet?
I have, yeah. I really enjoyed it.
He cooked.
He did.
He's like the best actor in the world. I will watch anything he's in.
Yeah. Batman Begins, I thought he was awesome. And, again, Christopher Nolan's, he's been in all these films with Christopher Nolan. You go back to even Inception, and he finally got his spotlight where he's the main protagonist, and he killed it.
The guy who plays Arthur got popped on drugs the other day. I think it should be illegal for him to do anything. Like it's Arthur Shelby. He can do whatever he wants.
It's Arthur Shelby.
It's fine. It's fine. What do you like about that show?
I think the soundtrack that goes along with it is awesome.
Absolutely.
The slow motion shots, and again, just Tommy Shelby is just a badass. Like he's a man's man. Takes no prisoners, and he does what's necessary for his family, and I think that's pretty cool.
I love that. Speaking of this game this week, is there a guy on the field on Sunday that maybe we don't appreciate enough as national media that you think you just love watching? Could be on either side of the ball for either team, where you say, this is a guy I circle and I just love watching. That's not, George Kittle, Patrick Mahomes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, although I do think George Kittle doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Oh, why don't we just do that? Take me through what you think about Kittle.
I think in terms of, one, catching the ball, he's up there. And then with the ball in his hands, he is one of the toughest, if not the toughest guy to bring down in the open field. He's constantly getting racked. And he's pancaking D linemen and D ends in the run game. Like, he's doing everything humanly possible that he can do to help his team win football games. And I think he's a huge catalyst. I think you talk about Juszczyk and what he can do for the Niners too. Obviously, we know Pat. We know Travis. Chris Jones is awesome. I think Karlaftis, the DN for them too. He doesn't get enough recognition. He's very quick off the edge. He's got a motor on him. He doesn't quit. He's fun to watch on tape too.
Not to belabor it, but this Chiefs defense is good. Why?
Well, I think they play sound football. They don't make mistakes. Their corners are very grabby. They are very physical at the line of scrimmage too. They jump jam, which for some smaller guys, it's hard for them to get off the line. And, they play to their strengths, and I think that's what makes them pretty good. Is there a DB that,
Snead is obviously McDuffie. Like, is there a DB that jumps out in that secondary that's particularly nasty?
Well, Snead's really, really good football player. And I think McDuffie is too. And I think their secondary, they just play very well together.
Yeah. All right, we do two things. We ask everybody the same two questions. Number one is called badasses. Biggest badass you've ever been around in football. I think we've talked about this before. But of the teammates you play with right now in Buffalo or the last couple of years, is there a guy who sticks out where you say this guy is the number one badass I've ever been around, or just in the mix of the current guys who are around right now?
I think both my tackles. I think Spencer Brown, especially, like he's got a little crazy in him. Where, like you don't like he kind of gives you a look where you don't mess with him, and I think Dion's got that dog in him too, where like at any point they can snap, and they've got everybody on the team's back, and they're always in the pile and the scuffle, and I love those guys.
Can you give me a Spencer Brown story?
Spencer Brown, well, he's got a hurt ankle against the Giants.
Yep.
And he got into a scuffle there, and I go and try to have his back, and I'm sure you can go look up that clip. But then there comes Cybo, Osiris Torrance, our rookie guard, who didn't know who to help. He didn't know if he should help me or Spencer, and he was kind of caught in the crossfire there too. So, but Spencer, he's going to have your back no matter what.
Love that. And then we have something called One Rep Back, which is you get to relive any play of your entire career, any level, and you get to do it over again and do it differently. Where are you going, Josh Allen?
Are we talking about good plays?
No, we're talking about just you get to relive a play that maybe didn't go your way, and you get to do it differently. Like, and this could be anything. We had Steve Young yesterday, and he said that there was a holding penalty in a huge game, and he would just have played that a little bit differently, like that kind of thing. Is there a play that stands out where you say?
Yeah, I think most recently the last throw to Khalil Shakur against the Chiefs. If I could just move up or move in the pocket just a little bit and give a better ball, who knows what's going on now?
There was pressure coming on that side, on the Chris Jones
just
side,
a little bit. But if I could have, like I said, evaded or moved up and not gotten hit while I was doing it, and again, just having that pocket presence of feeling that, stepping up and delivering a good ball.
Do you watch that over and over again, or do you not want to see a play like that?
I mean, I replay it in my mind. I can watch it up there and feel the same feelings.
Yeah. All right, well, tell us what you're doing with Subway.
Yeah, we are unveiling, or not unveiling, but just promoting 3 of their new products. We got the
here we go. We got props.
Cookie, the Cinnabon footlong churro, and the Annie Ann's footlong pretzel.
Beautiful.
So we've got this carrying around the safe. There's some hot commodities right now. And what's your favorite number?
10.
10. Okay. And then give me your shoe size.
10.
Okay, 10.
There we go.
See what I did here? And it opens. You guessed it right. So now it's gonna open, and we got some goodies for you.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah,
we got lunch.
Out. Yeah, they're really freaking good. Too.
Awesome.
So everybody, the whole team,
whole crew.
Yeah, they're meant to share.
Got some forks here too. Yeah. Beautiful. Loaded up there. Awesome. Josh Allen, thanks for going to this football,
thank you so
man.
much. Appreciate it.